Good morning. Morning, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me, everyone. It's lovely to see so many people here again. So morning to Jill, Pat, Anne, Ethel, Heather, June, Fiona, other Fiona, Kaz, Eunice, Karen, Di, Teresa, Margaret, Viv, Jane. Oh, hello, Tessa. Nice of you to join us. So you're going to have to let me indulge today because I have fallen in love with gnomes this Christmas. As you know, we've had the little gnomes, and now this isn't a new stamp. This is a stamp that some of you may well already have. But I just thought I'd like to just play with Ned. This is Ned. Apparently, I didn't name him. And I think, if you recall my little story about the gnomes, that he is probably one of the big leaders, not least for the fact that he's about 6 inches tall. So he's a lot different compared to my other little gnomes, of which they're sitting on a carrier sheet there. But you can see that really he is the gnome of all gnomes, is he not? So a bit different, but really good fun to work with. So first of all, I'm going to show you 2 ways today of sorting out little Ned, and I'm going to go random with one and not so random with the other. So with one, I'm going to go for colouring him, and I'm going to use purple. Now I know some of you are into purple, so if you're watching, hi Kaz. There's lots to do. You can do them in any colour you like, but I'm going for purple. Now I'm also going for a bit of a mixture with my colours. I'm going first of all with the Copic ones, and I've also got a mixture of Graph Master, and I've also got a mixture of Winkostella. So hey ho, you can use anything. But first of all, I'm going to colour him in. So I'm going to take my lightest colour first, which, if you're interested, is Lilac V04. So that's the one that I'm going to be using to colour my little chap in first. So it's quite easy colouring. Oh, by the way, I've stamped him out in VersaFine Onyx Black, this one. Gives good details, but to be honest, he's got lots of the details there. You know, he's quite a chunky stamp, if you see what I mean, and makes him really ideal for this sort of thing. So if you're a good colorist, you might want to put light and shade in and things like that. As I said, if you like colouring, he really is a pleasure to colour. But if you're not particularly bothered about the way you colour, he colours up beautifully like this as well. So I've done his, that's his cloak, I think we'll call it, rather than his dress, because he's, you know, he's an elderly gnome. I can tell. I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell that he is an elderly gnome. I think they probably all have to be quite old anyway to be a gnome, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you'll find that it's probably part of the job description to be at least 100 or something like that. I don't know. But gnomes I like. So we've had all sorts of gnomes. It does seem to be a popular theme with the craft companies this winter. So they are, you know, all around us. So I'm just colouring now his hat. He's sort of got 2 parts of the hat. So you can see that I've missed these bits because that's where patches are in the hat. And I'm going to go over with a slightly darker colour for that. So I just have chosen the mauve because I want to, really. It's not any other reason. I just thought the mauve would look quite nice for a change. So there's my gnome. Now, if you look, you can see that there are some areas, some little dots, And they are the areas that need to be, or not needed to be, but can be shaded a bit more. So in order to do that, all I'm doing is just dabbing onto wherever the dots are, just to give me the shading. It's as if the stamp has already said that's where you need to be shaded. So that's where I'm going. Again, if you were a good colorist, or you prefer to do a bit more, you know, you can. But you can see in all those little places, it just needs, that's where the little dots need to be. So there we go, and down the top of his hat. And obviously I've not done that bit because that's his sort of bauble there. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the next darker shade, and I'm going to do, and that is VO6, and I'm going to do the patches in his hat. So I'm not doing it so that they are hugely different colours. I'm just going along the same colour palette, and that's just because that's what I want to do, really. It doesn't matter how you do it, but I just think that that looks better to do it like that. Then I'm going to go on to the next colour, which is VO9, and I'm going to do his shoes in VO9, just so again that it's all along the same colour line. Now he's got a heart. Now what should we do? Do we do his heart in red and his nose in red? Answers on a postcard for that one whilst I clean the green out. So I'm going to do the holly in green. So the question is his nose and the heart in red, bright red, or is it in purple? What do you reckon? What should we do? I'm just colouring in my holly whilst you have a think about that one. Oh, purple, red. Well, that doesn't help, does it? Red. Okay, we'll go for red. Red for his heart. I'm going to go red for his heart. I find colouring very therapeutic. I'm going to go and see what a purple nose looks like on him. Sorry, I'm going to be different here, because I'm not sure if he should have a red nose, because he's not Rudolph, is he? He's Ned. Ned, who's not red. Yeah, Ned who's not red. I reckon that's the one. Then I'm also going to take a Graphmaster pen, which is number CG1. So it's the very lightest of what they call cool grey. That's what the CG stands for. And I'm just going to go around the edges of his beard in this cool grey. So I'm just following around the edges just to give him well, when it dries, it looks really good to do it like this. And I'm just going over where there was the little dots again. I'm just going over them a bit more and a bit more underneath his hands. Like that. Okay. Oh, and then we need Wink of Stella to give this little silver bauble on the top of his little head. So now we're going to cut him out. So I could have stamped him directly onto the card, but I just want to do, again, something a little bit different. And I'm going to give him a very, very thin white border all the way round. And I'm sorry that this will take a little bit of time, so bear with me on this one. So I hope that you're all up together with things and looking forward to, well, hopefully being able to meet up with people and all this sort of thing. It's not as easy as everyone likes to think, is it? Still can't quite decide. It means that if people come to you, they can't go anywhere else, and when other families are involved, it's difficult, isn't it? But let's just hope that everyone is sensible about it. Well, not everyone will be, will they? And we can move forward. At least we'll be all looking forward to the new year, more than I think we've ever been before, won't we? So if you like colouring, he is just a lovely little character to colour in, our Ned. King of the Gnomes. Ned, King Gnome. King Ned. Oh, just want to cut into this little bit more. So this is the sort of tassel. Oops, bobble. And I just want to cut into that a little bit more. So don't forget, on Saturday, we have our Silver Saturday sale. Don't do black. So we're not doing Black Friday. We've got Silver Saturday. And there'll be quite a few bits and pieces in the sale. Mystery boxes will be back. So keep an eye out for those. Always very, very popular and always sell out very, very quickly. So if you want to get those, I suggest that you get on to the site, as quick as you can when it opens at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Okay, so I've already prepared my base for him. So what I've done here is I've taken an A5 card. I've put some silver glitter at the background, and I've put some mauve coloured Christmassy paper, which I happen to have. And Ned is going to go pride of place on there with some foam. Oops, backing from head to toe. Young Ned, not young Ned. We just said he's 100. And he is going to go on there like that. So quite a basic one here. And then just going to pop some little dots. Oops. Make it a decent dot of glue to pop on some already cut out with the silver glitter, some stars to go on the side there. Okay, so ordinarily I would pay a bit more attention to detail on the colouring, but that is my young Ned. And now I'm going to do it in a different way. So I've already cut young Ned out there. Oh, sorry, stamped him on there. But I'm going to take a piece. I'm going to do some paper piecing with him because not everybody is keen or confident with all these lovely pens. So subsequently, I'm going to pop them to one side because we're not going to use them. So I'm going to take a piece of green this time, Christmas paper. Doesn't matter really what type of paper you've got. You can see that it's a bit random, this one. That's how we're going. And I'm going to stamp that stamp my gnome onto this paper, straight onto the paper. So it's got a bit of snowflakes and lattice and all sorts really. So there's my little chap stuck out, stamped out onto there. Just take these out of the way. And so my little chap needs to be paper pieced. Okay, so for that, I'm going to paper piece his hat and his cloak down here. So the good thing is that because you've got a really thick line, you can cut into that line without any trouble. You haven't got to be too fussy with it. So cut sort of so that you are cutting into the actual black line. I'm just going to trim that off there so I can see what I've been doing. It is a quick card, isn't it? See, I didn't fuss about too long because I thought, well, I would have paid a bit more of attention, but he is a lovely little lad. Lovely little lad. Little Ned. I wonder where Ned lives. Do you think Ned lives in the little forest that I created for them the other day? He may do. He's probably got a palace there, I reckon, being that he's one of the elder of the gnomes. I love some of the cards that you've been showing as well with your versions of that. Can't think, it was Julie, I think, had a lovely one. There's no place like Gnome. Love it. So, although that doesn't look much there like that, if we then pop that straight on top of there, we've already coloured his cloak or whatever we like to call it. So I'm going to get a piece of sticky specs to put this in because I want it to be completely covered in glue so that every little bit sticks down, because I think paper piecing really needs to be a bit like that. So that then goes directly, whoops, hold on. It does go directly, that's better, directly onto my little chap. It doesn't need a little bit of glue there, so let's take that little bit of glue off. And then we've got two parts of the hat. So, sorry Ned, just chopped your nose in half, but you'll get over it. At least you won't be able to smell anything. Right, okay, so I'm going to do the bottom half of his... Oh, I got to concentrate when I'm cutting this out. Can't talk and concentrate at the same time. So I am going to have the bell there, but hey ho, we can colour that or do something with that. So let's trim that properly. So that's the bottom half. Pop a little bit of glue onto that. Don't know what we did without sticky specs. And then pop that in place. Oh dear, there's someone at the door and I haven't got anyone here. Can you bear with me? I'm sorry. I'll be back in a second. Sorry. Do you know what? In the new year, I'm just going to have to get new staff, aren't I? Eh? The staff that I've got are just absent without leave too often. Right, so stuck my little front part of the gnome. And you just have to be careful when you're doing paper piecing that you're looking at where you're actually going to put your paper, because sometimes it's not ideal. You can see that I'm not going to cut out the tassel pom-pom thingy, because I think that looks not quite right. But hopefully this will look quite right. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more there. Another way really of picking out all of your old papers and using up your old papers. Ah, he looks good, doesn't he? We like him. See, I told you were indulging me and letting me do whatever I wanted. So I'm just going to go in with my green to colour the holly leaves. And again, obviously, if you were one of those superb colourists, which got the time to do it, then you could do more there. I am going to give him a red nose now. So he's going to have a red nose and he's going to have a red heart as well. So he's looking a bit more Christmassy colours, this one, I think, isn't he? Well, traditional Christmassy colours. There you go. Red heart, red nose. Oh, red feet, I think we need. Red shoes. And again, you don't have to be a wonderful colourist. The children could even do these ones. That if you got some old paper and just chop up there, he works out really well like that. Just going to get my cool grey, the coolest grey that there is, and just give him a bit of something, bit of shade, a bit of reality to his beard. I've stamped this onto super smooth cards. Happen to have about 10 sheets left, so it is my go-to when you're doing this sort of blending and colouring like that. A little bit here, and I think I said anyway that I coloured him with the VersaFine Onyx Black. That's what it's stamped with, because then I can do my colouring with my pens, because if you use some of the others you can't. Now I've got to very quickly chop him out again, so bear with me whilst we do this. And unfortunately I can't do this and look at what you're saying at the same time, so I hope you're not asking too many questions. If you are, I do apologise, because I can't do this and look at what you're saying as well. And then if you've asked me questions, they've gone. But if there's anything you need to ask, you know, you can always send me a message. So there are a few of these little Neds available on the website. There was another gnome, I can't remember what his name was, but he's out of stock all the time. He was a lovely gnome as well, and if I ever get the chance to get hold of him, I will, because there's no gnome like Gnome, or like Ned. Got to do his little bobble properly. It's kind of you to indulge me and letting me do what I like. But I will make up for it for you, because you'll be having such a lovely sale. You'll be getting such lovely bargains that you'll all be very happy. So don't forget that, Silver Saturday. I will be back though on Friday with a couple of little technique and revisit show at 10 o'clock. You know that it's a slightly earlier one on Friday, so I can't believe where the week goes. I think, I haven't got any live, I was going to say performances, but it's hardly that, is it? But you know what I mean. And then before you know it, you're back again. And I still haven't made the cake that I was supposed to be making on Sunday, so I've got it all ready to go. So you never know. Right, just need to cut the little bauble out a bit more. As I said, he's the only thing is he's got a silver, not a silver, little bauble thing there. So I think I might have to do something about that. But it might be a case of, I don't know yet. I think I might stamp one out in silver or something and do something like that. still, I can do that in a second. So, and here we have exactly the same format. So I have done an A5 size card with some silver glitter card and then another piece of Christmassy type paper there. And he is going to go onto here with foam on the back so that it brings them up a bit. Oops. And little gnome. Oh, Ned. I love Ned. Don't you love Ned? He's so cute. Right, now I'm just going to do this exactly the same. So the difference is only in what I have used to decorate Ned himself. Okay, so I think I've used a bit too much glue there. Right, let's do that. So I'm doing exactly the same that I've already punched out some little stars along the way with the silver glitter card, which is what I've used on the back of there. I've already stamped out my sentiment, and this one, let's just get rid of the rubbish, is so this one is the paper pieced one, and this one is the coloured one. So if you like colouring, you've got that option. If you don't like colouring, you still, I just love it because it's just an easy one to do. Obviously, if you're into fussy cutting, then there are some others which look absolutely fabulous. But when you're not particularly into fussy cutting, you might just find that this one just fits the bill for you. So hold on, now I've seen it. I thought maybe we could go over that. Yeah, that's what we'll do with that. Go over that with some of the, just makes it slightly darker, but also I don't suppose you can see that for one moment, but it does, oh maybe you can, it does shine a little bit, as does this one on there. So which one do you prefer? Looks like a dog. What sort of dog have you got, Jill? It could be a Westie, I suppose. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm not quite sure what sort of dog you've got. Right, now, before we say building up, I forgot to say happy birthday to Sarah for yesterday. And if Sharon's looking today, happy birthday for Sharon today. I only get to see if it comes up. So I do apologise if it has been your birthday and I didn't realise it. Oh, he looks a dog. Looks like a dog. Oh, well, that's all right then. I thought they were saying my Ned looks like a dog, because my Ned don't. Anyway, two quick cards, really. 2 cards done for you today. If you like doing your paper piecing, a really ideal one to do. So let me just recap again. So I'm back on Friday this week, Friday, which is the 27th, I think, and that will be at 10 o'clock, YouTube Live. Then don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell or tick on the bell there so that you get notifications for when I am going live. So that will all be there. And then on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, we'll start on maximumcrafts.com the Silver Saturday sale. So lots of bits and pieces in there. They are very, very limited. It isn't something that when that sells out, there's going to be any more. Certainly not at the prices that they will be anyway. So if you are interested, do get along quickly and early if you can to have a look then. And then I'll be back on Sunday with Sunday Special. So, oh my goodness me, you just can't keep away from me, can you? Right, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go and see if I can really make this cake. Been Great to see you. Thank you very much. And I shall see you on Friday, hopefully. Take care, everyone. Keep safe. Bye.